Traders, welcome back. So today I wanted to touch on a topic that's open to much discussion, and that is how to actually grow a small Forex account with relatively little money in 2025. And more importantly, can it actually be done? Can you actually grow a small trading account in 2025? Well, the answer is yes, of course you can. But let me be clear, there's a smart way to do it, and of course, as always, there's a reckless way to do it too. Now, I personally flipped small amounts of money into huge profits before, and if you follow my Instagram or my Telegram community, then of course you've seen it firsthand in the past. But looking back at my very early trading days, some of those early wins were definitely pure risk taking and not really smart trading at all. Now, what I want to show you today is how to do it the smart way. The slow, consistent, professional way, because that's the only way to build a trading account that you can actually rely on, month after month, year after year. So let's break this down. Now, let's say you're starting with a small trading account, maybe $100, maybe $500. When you've got a small balance, you only really have two proper options. Option number one, you gamble. You take oversized positions, you try to flip the accounts really, really fast, and yeah, sure, sometimes it's going to work, but realistically, most of the time, it's not going to work. That's because gambling is not a strategy, guys. It's luck dressed up as confidence. And if that's what you came here for today, this video probably isn't going to be for you. Here's option number two, the smarter option. You grow your account using percentage-based strategies with very strict risk management. You treat it like a marathon, not a sprint, and you focus on sustainable growth. That's how real traders do it. Now, most new traders don't get this. They think that being profitable means turning $500 into 10 grand as quick as possible. But that's not what profitability is really about. Now, I had a student a while back, a guy named Jason, really great guy. For 2 years straight, he kept trying to turn his $1,000 into a 10 grand account. He'd double his account, then he'd blow it, then he'd do it again, then he'd blow it again. He wasn't profitable. He was just stuck in that loop like so many other traders are too. He thought that his success was tied to hitting some magic number. But the truth is, profitability is about patience and consistency. Here's a better way to look at it. Imagine you take 10 trades. You lose 6 of them and you win 4. If you risk 1% per trade, you're down 6%. But what if your winners make 2% each? Now you're up 8%. That's a total of 2% profit, even though you only won 4 out of them 10 trades. Or conversely, if the strategy you're using wins 8 out of 10 trades, you're then able to aim for smaller take profit targets and lengthen your stop losses. That's professional trading. It's not flashy, but it's effective. You got to remember, it's a numbers and probability game here. If you've got a back-tested strategy that's giving you a certain percentage of wins, then it's just about managing your risk and position size in a way that gives you more profit than loss at the end of them 10 trades, no matter how many of them you're winning or losing. And that's how accounts grow sustainably over time. So on that note, let's talk about trade selection. This is a critical point. It's not about how many trades you're actually taking, it's about how selective you are with those trades. I want you guys to picture this. You're playing football. Every time you get the ball, you could take a shot, of course. But do you kick the ball from the halfway line every time with all the defenders in your face? Or you actually wait to find the open space and take the shot you're most likely to score with? Exactly. And trading is exactly the same. Patience beats aggression every single time. Now, the market's going to give you plenty of trade opportunities throughout every single day, but very few of them are actually great trades. And your job isn't to trade more, it's to trade better. And to do that, you have to think differently. Here's the mindset that I use. Imagine you only have 20 trades for the rest of your life. A literal punch card with 20 slots in it. How careful are you going to be on them trades? Of course, you're going to wait for the best setups. You're going to pass on anything that even seems remotely questionable. You're going to treat every single trade like a business decision. And guess what, guys? It is. Every trade should be based on logic, not emotion. And the fewer high quality trades you take, the better your results are actually going to be. Let's take it a step further here. What if you had 2 punch cards? The first is a demo card. It's a test run. You get 20 demo trades to learn what works and what doesn't. And once you've found your best setups, your rhythm, you use your second punch card, your real account. Now you're not just taking random shots in the dark, you're executing with purpose and strategy. This idea actually comes from Warren Buffett. He once said, if people were only allowed to make 20 investments in their entire life, they'd become millionaires because they'd actually think deeply before acting. The same principle applies here. Now, let's talk about risk, the big one. If you're trading using a small account, let's say $500, you need to risk enough to grow it, but not so much that one loss is going to completely blow your account. If you're trading selectively, if you're only taking 2 to 3 high quality trades every single week, you can actually afford to risk a little bit more. 5 to 10% per trade is very reasonable in this kind of situation because the dollar amount is still quite small. On a $500 account, 10% risk is $50. That's manageable. Now, the key here is, in the early days particularly, treat each trade like it could be your last. That level of respect for your capital will keep you laser focused. Let's run a scenario. You start with $500. You take 10 trades. You win 5, you lose 5. Each win makes you 20%. Each loss costs you 10%. 5 wins equals $500 profit. 5 losses equals $250 loss. Now you're sitting at $750. That's a 50% gain from the 10 trades without doing anything crazy at all. It's not magic, guys. It's just simple maths. Now, here's where the discipline really kicks in. Most traders, after seeing that kind of gain, start getting greedy. I see it all the time. They increase risk, chase trades, and before they know it, they're back at that $500, and most of the time, even worse. The key here is to stick with your risk percentage. If you start at 10% per trade, just stay there. Whether your account is $500, $5,000, or 50 grand, the game is still the same. Only the dollar amount behind that percentage actually changes. Now let's zoom out. That $500 might not seem like much, but what happens when you add a zero to that? 5 grand becomes 7.5 grand in the same 10 trades. Now we're talking about 2.5 grand in profit. Add another zero to that. $50,000 becomes $75,000. Same strategy, same win rate, same trade setups. The only difference right here is the scale. That's why mastering the strategy first is so important. But maybe you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't have 5 grand to trade with. Here's the good news for you guys. Over a short time, your account will compound. And if you stick to your strategy, it will grow very quickly. Or maybe you don't want to wait. In that case, there are other options too. Today, you can get access to a 5 grand funded account very easily for less than $150. All you need to do is pass a challenge with a prop firm. These firms will literally give you capital to trade with if you can show that you have a consistent, disciplined strategy. The hard part isn't getting the capital, it's mastering the skill set that lets you keep the capital. And that's where this set and forget mentality comes in. Now, I don't really mean forget about it completely. I understand from my own personal trading journey that monitoring your trade is a very sensible move, as things can change very quickly based on different market influences and conditions. And it's useful for you to actually see these things happen so that you can learn from them in the future. What I mean by set and forget is no matter what happens, you see the trade through to the end without altering it or closing early. This is the exact strategy that I've used to generate over $10 million in trading profits over the last 10 years. It's simple, it's repeatable, and it works. Set your trade, set your stop, set your target, and then ride it through to the bitter end. No over trading, no revenge trades, no obsessing over the chart literally all day, just focused execution. That way your probability of success stays exactly the same. As soon as you start messing around with the probability and altering your trade, it's going to reflect in your overall results. Thousands of my students use this system every day to make anywhere from $100 to 10 grand a week. And if you want to see how it works, all you've got to do is click the link below this video and join my community. In the community, I break down everything from the basic education all the way up to the advanced strategies and techniques, as well as free trade ideas every day, indicators you can use to sharpen up your trading game, and much, much more. So let's wrap this up, guys. Yes, you can grow a small account in 2025, but only if you do it with structure, discipline, and the right mindset. Forget about these fast flips, forget about these flashy gains, focus on percentages, focus on execution, and focus on protecting your capital. That's how you win in this game, guys. Anyway, I appreciate you watching all the way through. If this video helped, hit that like button right now. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to be dropping a new video like this every single week, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.